Today we have a wonderful guest with me, and her name is Stefanee Sasaki. How are you doing, Stefanee?
Good.
Very
Good.
good.
Thanks for having me here.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad for you to come in here. So basically today, we remember our conversation on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
how you
Yes.
started it.
Yes. Steve doesn't know this.
Steve doesn't know this.
This is
I
the
want to
first
hear.
time.
I want to hear what you.
we did
did.
not like each other. I should say I probably didn't like him.
Yeah. I like
And
that.
he persisted.
I
which is
persisted.
why we got into the topic
Because
of you
Steve-
being a former salesman.
Exactly.
Tried to win me over. And
Exactly.
eventually got me to break my barrier. And I was
Exact-
like, oh, I see what's happening.
Exactly. Steve told me one thing. He told me never give up.
That's a good mentality to have.
Okay.
Steve.
Right.
No,
Really
but as a
good.
salesman, I agree. I like when you sell, you cannot give up that easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I do the reason why I wanted to talk about that the way the conversation started, and I want to kind of challenge you a little bit. I personally feel that the reason why you had that attitude also is kind of like a little bit of women entitlement.
Oh,
Privilege.
it's a first. See, I felt like there was an entitlement on your side. For me, I was frustrated because the conversation was not like productive.
Yes.
You just jumped right into it. And I was
Okay.
like, this isn't, how an interview should go.
Yes. You told me I'm not professional. Yeah. Go
It
ahead.
was very like just right off the bat, like rambling. I was like, where is this going? I was like, I thought we were just getting to know each
I'm
other.
good.
We're going to set up like a formal interview. You're going to ask me questions. And it was just like, let's just talk about like something super provocative dating, which to be honest, I get your point.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a podcast talking about love life and relationships. Jump right into it. Why not? But
Yeah.
for me, like a little bit structure and a little bit more like just, here's how it's going to be outlined. I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to get to know each other. And if it works, you can come into the studio. We'll do a recording, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. And it was not structured that way in my mind. And that's because I'm a big control freak. I'm a Capricorn sun sign.
Yes.
I like want everything like laid out according to my plan.
Yes.
But when it's not on my terms, I get frustrated.
Yeah, you were frustrated, and I personally feel like the way I saw it is like, wow, this is like because you're not the only one. A lot of women are like that. Like I feel like personally, like of course I was asking you a couple of questions. I was trying to talk
You
about.
felt I was entitled.
You felt I was
Do you
entitled.
think he was
privilege.
just nervous? I think he was nervous.
Maybe. I don't know.
'Cause
Were you nervous?
Stephanie is an extremely attractive woman.
No, I saw a
But it
picture.
was completely over the phone. So there was.
No, but I saw your picture. You sent me your picture on Instagram. It was that. Like, this is the way I felt. I was rambling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
But that's okay. I ramble sometimes too.
I talk about my life. Yeah. But the way I feel is like, and I've saw that happen to a couple of women. They start becoming the boss easily, like on the first thing. And I personally feel like it's kind of the privilege of a lot of women that they have. Like there was this woman that I took her on a date. I was trying to take her to Santa
you mean pretty person privilege?
Pretty person privilege.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an official title, but yeah.
Exactly, because I'm trying to interview you, and you are telling me how to interview you. I'm like, I never heard this. Like, this was kind of weird. But let me ask you something. Because most women, there's one the girl that was in this podcast, and she said that she said like when you see a girl is arrogant, she's not arrogant all the time. She's arrogant against some guys. It's because she know that guy is not high value yet, or maybe is not masculine yet. So maybe I'm not masculine. And
I would argue you are.
but different, or maybe high value, because I believe I have to say that, and I know that it's a little bit controversial to say that. I do believe that if it was Joe Rogan that told you that was asking you an interview question,
who's Joe?
Joe Rogan, you don't know him?
Oh, Joe. Oh, yes, of course I know Joe.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, you wouldn't talk to him like that.
Maybe not, because you're right. I probably have this like celebrity facade over him where I think like, oh, he's like a big guy. I got to be like careful with what I say, be very observant.
Exactly.
Because he's super well known.
It's super well known. Exactly. I got you. Okay. So I you know what? I respect you for that, because at least you're honest. Because some people say, oh no, I'm going to treat everybody the same.
No,
I've talked to a lot of women. They told me that.
What's crazy is like that's the first time I've ever heard someone use that term with me being arrogant and like control. Well, I've always known that I've been controlling.
Yeah, because it's like.
But also using the term like the pretty person privilege.
Pretty person privilege.
And I didn't realize like that's a reality check for me. Like,
yes.
oh, I'm acting this way to someone I don't know. That's disrespectful.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I personally felt like that, like that it was a bit disrespectful, and I'm like, wow, this is weird. This is my first time I'm talking to this woman, and she's already giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
So,
But do you think if his sales skills were better? Like you said, like there's no introduction. There
I think it
wasn't
just
like
wasn't
a compliment. It was just like, hey, be
structured.
on my show.
Yeah.
No. I feel that I did introduce myself. I told you about the podcast, but I started to talk about dating and relationship, like what's going on in that world. I think something you didn't want to hear, but this was after you told me that you cannot talk to me at that time, and you advanced the time, right? You told me call me on another time. You remember that? I called you. I called you at the time that we agreed on.
Oh yes,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you pushed
were
back
flexible.
on that.
You were
I was
flexible. Yeah, because I had a call that was running.
And
before.
you were telling me no.
Yeah.
And then you know what I'm saying. So you were controlling the whole thing.
Yeah.
When you want the interview after you eat pasta, and all
Which
those things.
looking back now, it probably frustrated you because you were expecting me to be ready at available time.
At
and
available
then I
time.
pushed back.
Push back, exactly. But that's okay.
There was some friction on both sides.
There's a little bit of friction on both sides. Yes, and I persisted, and I
But Ralph, you saw she was qualifying you before when she sat down. She's like, "Oh, so what do you do? What did you used to do? How did you do it? Where do you do it?"
Yes, yes. Women
Didn't realize I was doing
Yeah,
that.
qualifying. That's good. You should.
Women are like everybody say that they are more socially inept than guys. A lot of people say that they look at guys, they grade them, all those things. The only thing guys are good at is like looking at boobs and ass, and that's all. When you get to women, they don't like look at like the substance of a woman that much. Like I think the women do that more, and that's something that we have noticed. Now, the reason why I wanted to go back again. The topic is because there's something that happened in the YouTube world that is kind of similar to what happened to us.
Yeah.
So there's this big YouTuber that had a woman. He was trying to have her on a podcast. No, he had her on a podcast, and then, but it's a little bit different. The privilege that she thought she had is like, okay, you brought me on the podcast, you have to bring me again. Like, why don't you bring me again? The guy said, no, why do I have to bring you? So I want you to look at this video, and we're going to discuss it a little bit more. Okay. Because I think like this podcast, this episode, I want to talk about pretty privilege that you're talking about. But this woman is a little bit different than you. She's into the sex, the video sex industry, But she's popular. But the guy is a legit is a great podcaster. Is Adam? No Jumper?
No.
You don't know Jumper? Okay, that's fine.
This will be
interesting. Okay, so we're gonna look at the video now, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay, where's my? Okay, so right here. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna
screen to watch.
Yes, I'm gonna enlarge it for you so you can see it. Okay, so that's the one. So the best one for you is this one, I think.
This one right here.
Yeah, you can look at it. Okay, so I'm gonna start playing it. Okay, hold on. Okay. So you see the white guy in the middle, all the way in the back. I don't know if you can see him. You have good eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. He's the.
Is he
he's
the
the
one wearing the
podcaster
hat
guy.
or the?
No, the one without the hat.
Okay.
That's the podcast
with the dark hair.
Yeah, the dark hair. That's
the
the
right.
Yeah, to the right. This is the podcast guy. And
He's
the lady.
the main guy.
Yeah. And the lady is the.
That was another guy.
The lady to the left.
Macaroni noises.
Okay. The lady to the left with the glasses.
Yeah.
That's the woman that was trying to get into this podcast and telling him kind of like, I want you to see the privilege, and I want you to, if you see it, like, let's talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what does that mean, macaroni noises? It's like sex, dude.
What?
It's like
I didn't know
sex.
that.
It's like sex, dude. Because when you fucking go, I'm kidding.
Okay, guys, I wanted to talk to you about this. I never knew that. They were talking about macaroni noise. Have you heard that before?
Say that again.
Macaroni? Do you
macaroni noise.
Macaroni noise.
Yeah.
You heard of that?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
So based off of this video, to me, it just means like it's like jumping around back and forth between the group, right? Macaroni noise.
No.
That's popcorn noise.
No, macaroni noise means like sex, like when people are having sex. And the
so
noise,
sex noise, sexual noise,
sexual noise, because it's like a wet. Like I don't know if you've ever like.
You
got it. So I'm like that one got me.
It. Yeah,
that one got me when they said that.
Stephanee's never had sex before. Come on.
You look pretty young.
I'm pure.
You're pure. I mean, yeah. No, you might not have that, but we all know about sex. I think life.
Yeah, of course. No, I've never heard of that term.
But yeah, me too. I never.
So that's what they're talking about.
That's what they're talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Kidding, fucking girl. I'm kidding.
Oh, I thought you were really asking.
I'm kidding. Come on, I got your back.
I was hyped that I could explain.
I got your back. I got your back. Got your back.
$2. Black Dicks Insider, Lizzo in the building.
What the fuck?
Shit. Okay.
I'm talking about AD.
Our former president, Donald J. I'll just say Rump because he's shadow banned on YouTube. Hey, Kiki. Let Daddy hear the sexy moaning you do while looking at him in the eyes.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
my Thank you, President Trump.
Okay, looking.
It's not there yet. It's gonna start eventually. The topic. They're gonna ask them the question.
Man, you want to take off them dumbass glasses.
Listen, I had LASIK eye surgery on Wednesday, so I have to protect my vision right now.
There you go.
Okay.
Meat City, $5. Prayers up for MTR. He just found out he had cancer. Hey, man.
Prayers up for sure.
Prayers up to him
Blessings
and
to
his
him.
family, man.
Blessings.
King Light, $5. 2 kids and a gold grill. Sorry. No man wants that, Dad. Let's keep it real. That's 2 extra bills. You got a response for that? He talking shit.
Me?
Yeah, he's talking to you. Yeah. You got something to say?
If I had a dick, you could suck it, bitch.
Yo. Okay. All right. So
Wow. You got good energy. I like her.
now that y'all. Okay. So from this point forward, we just hit 4,000 live viewers, guys.
20 and
Please
up.
like the video. 20
20
and up are going to be read
yeah.
on the stream. If you guys super chat, your super chat will be shown on the bottom left. But we're only going to read 20 and up, guys, so we can get the show going. We got a packed house.
Okay.
And a lot of good content.
So we got a big panel today, right? I'm not only gonna ask questions on the podcast. That being said, because it's so big, we gotta make it fun and exciting, but everyone has to talk. So we'll do a game called Never Have I Ever, and we'll ask questions one by one. But that being said, if the person asks a question, they also have to answer it as well. So I'll start off the game, and I'll say Never Have I Ever.
Can we get into why she's mad at me first?
This is it.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, we got to
Sorry,
start it off.
this is the part.
Smoke.
Yeah, we
Let's
are.
hear this.
Yeah, we, you know what I'm saying? Started off
All right.
spicy. I got it.
So,
Ready to
Okay, go.
at first, back in the day when me and V first got into porn, we used to watch a podcast. I thought you were cool. That's why I was like, fuck yeah. I told V, I was like, yo,
Who's V?
Violet
Violet
Myers. Yeah.
Cool.
I was like, fuck it, I'm finna tweet at Adam. I'm gonna try and get us on his podcast and shit like that. And it worked. It ended up happening. We did the podcast and shit. Had a good time, went viral. I love the success from it. I don't hate it whatsoever. But what I fucking hated is the fact that I felt you discredited me.
Why? How?
Whoa.
So the fact that you posted the shit on TikTok, like you were posting it everywhere, but yo, like at least like throw my name in there or something like that. And when I asked you to come back on the podcast after the first one had been successful, you just like you threw me off to the side and shit like that.
I just ignored you.
No, like that shit shady as fuck.
How is it shady for me to
shady.
not want to interview you again? I interviewed you one time, did you a
Nah,
favor, and now you're
did me
mad
a
that I didn't want to
favor?
interview you again?
Did me a favor, yo. You didn't even fucking. First of all, you made money off the shit. Second of all, you didn't even give me the content for it. Like, yo, that's grinding.
I mean, you
as
could
fuck.
go to YouTube and download the video just like everybody else on Earth, right?
No, you could send me.
No,
the
literally,
content.
go to YouTube and go to Google, search how to download a YouTube video. It's gonna take you like 5
No, you
seconds.
ain't
Boom,
finna-
you got the video.
I don't give a fuck. You ain't finna sit here.
But
and
I'm
talk to me
saying
like
this is
I'm
the
fucking
same retarded
retarded.
ass shit that people always try to say. Yeah, I interviewed you one time, then you tried to do it again, and I ignored you because I didn't want to do it, and now you're salty. Why? I let you on the fucking podcast one
Because
time.
you
I just didn't want to
discredit-
have you back.
Nah, you-
How did I discredit
You
you?
discredited me.
How?
Because you didn't fucking advertise my name or anything like that, but you kept reposting this shit.
Okay, number one, I don't know if you understand this, but I run a business, so there's people that run my TikTok that I have absolutely nothing to do with, so I don't know what the fuck they're posting. But the part of the podcast that went viral was Violet talking about how she wanted to get shit on. It had nothing to do with you, so why the fuck
Yes,
would
it
we
did.
tag you?
Yes, it,
You
yes,
didn't
it
say
did.
a
I was
word.
in the fucking interview. Yes, I fucking
You were
did.
sitting there, but you didn't say shit.
Yes, I did.
It's not like they tagged her either.
Yo, you fucking tripping. I swear to God, yo, I'm about to hit this man on the mic. All right, next. Let's
Oh
do
my
something.
God!
Yo.
Do you want to know what that is? That is the sound of her realizing that she's wrong and that she's been
That I'm
mad at me
wrong?
about something
That I'm
totally
wrong?
fucking stupid for a long time. I interviewed
It
you
is
once. I
fucking
let you on the
stupid.
podcast
It's
one time.
real-
The
it's
fact that
real
you're so
motherfucking
entitled
stupid.
that you think that you deserve
It's
to
real-
come back on the
Yo,
podcast
definitely.
again.
Yo,
Guess
okay,
what?
listen,
You were
shut the
boring
fuck
the
up for a
first time, so I
second.
didn't
Shut
invite
the
you
fuck
back
up
because
for
I
a
didn't want you to be
second.
boring
Shut up,
again.
Shut up.
Facts.
First of all, I listened to the podcast that you guys did earlier, and you know what? I respect the fact that you grinded hard to get to where you fucking at. Cause you know what? I grind fucking hard to get to where the fuck I'm at. But when I have motherfuckers like this discrediting me,
Okay,
and
I
talking
never
down upon,
discredited
yes,
you.
you did.
How?
I just explained it. I ain't finna explain
You
it.
did a really bad job explaining it. You didn't even make a point at all.
Yes, I did.
Again, you didn't make a
Yes,
point.
I
You don't
did.
have an
Yes, I
argument
did.
here.
I'm not
I
gonna
let
keep
you on my
repeating
podcast one
myself.
time. I just didn't want to have you back because
Okay,
you were boring.
Bet. Cool.
It's like, honestly, like it's the
Bet.
same reason why your
Cool.
porn career hasn't taken off is because you're just
My
boring.
actually.
Violet blew up after you guys did the interview. Your
Because-
shit is
because-
stagnant as fuck because you're mid.
Stagnant because I'm
Look at
mid.
his
Bet. All
eyes.
right, watch.
I'm just
watch.
telling you how it is.
Watch.
Like I didn't invite you
Watch.
back on the podcast because you're
Watch.
boring and you're
Watch.
mid, and now you're
Watch.
pissed off
You're right.
because I didn't want to have you
You're
on the
right.
pod again. It doesn't
You're
even make
right.
sense. Like it's my
You're right.
podcast. I get to invite
Bet.
whoever the fuck I
Cool.
want. Guess what? They might
Cool.
never invite you back. You don't have a say in that.
And you're not wrong. You know what? You're not wrong. It's all
I
right.
know.
I'll leave it like that.
I'm just
Hold on,
baffled
hold
by
on.
the fact that you even wanted
I
to
know.
come on a podcast and sound this fucking dumb. Like you wanted to do.
Okay, so I want to.
You
I
can feel the
want.
tension.
Yeah. The tension is there. Like I personally feel like I'm gonna let the one follow it, but I kind of feel like it. Like I understand where he's coming from because that's his podcast, and
Yeah.
she came in. He does podcast for hip hop, new hip hop artists, but sometimes he does bring X-rated people,
Yeah.
to interview them. And
Yeah.
and then she came in and she was trying to get some clouts,
Yeah.
And she came in the first time. She brought a friend, and the friend blew up after the interview. Right? She was together, but she didn't blow up, and he felt like she kept on texting him, but he didn't want to bring her again. But I feel like she feels that he has a duty to bring her up again, but I don't think he does because that's his business. If he feels that the woman wasn't like exciting enough,
Doesn't
like
see the
other-
value.
he doesn't see the value. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But I personally feel like not a lot, but there's not every older women, but I think there's a lot of women that would work like that.
Yeah.
In that frame.
To me, it just seems like a clash of ego. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like I see it from both sides, but
Yeah.
from a business perspective,
Yeah.
she's just insecure and jealous because her friend got clout from the thing. That's what she was hoping to do. Like
Yeah.
her intentions going on the thing was to get more exposure.
More exposure, exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you feel more on her side or on his side? On which side are you?
I think I'm honestly more on his side because
Me too.
she's upset because she didn't get what she wanted out of it.
Yeah, and then she cannot dictate the man like that.
Yeah.
That Okay, so that's very good. So we at least we have the same thing here. Like I see it the same way. I'm gonna let it finish. It's gonna be very small, and then we're gonna start focusing on.
Like this was your plan?
I'm not. Whatever. I ain't bothered by you. You ain't nothing but a white boy. Like real shit. Fucking white.
You're
boy
white,
send
too.
this- Okay.
This part got funny, guys. It's between you guys now. You Caucasian, right? Because she called him white, and he said you white too.
Yeah.
Why? Because she's a white girl too. It's like that was funny.
I am.
You're
Yes,
white,
I
too.
am. If you an average ass white boy with a fucking arrogant ass fucking.
I'm a multimillionaire with a huge business,
Yeah.
beautiful
Cool.
girlfriend, and
Yeah,
a great life. I own a big ass house. I own multiple properties. You're a mid porn star who came on here to try to make a point, and
I'm
you sound
happy
like
for
a
you.
fucking moron.
I'm happy for you. You know what? And I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not.
You came here to hate on me, but now you realize that you didn't
I
have
didn't
a
come
fucking
here.
argument
No,
because you
I
sound
didn't.
so stupid.
I'm not hating on you. I'm telling you, I felt discredited.
I never had anything against you. I just didn't want to have you on
Yo,
the podcast
you
again,
talk-
so I ignored you. I showed Myron. I sent Myron the DMs of me ignoring you. It's pretty bad. It makes you look like a thirsty bitch. I'm going to be real with
Thirsty?
you.
All right. Bet.
Because you just keep asking to come on the podcast and I keep ignoring you.
But you know what?
That's the whole
you know
thing.
What? And I'm not gonna give up. I'm not.
Why would you want, like, why can't you just accept that I don't want to have you on my podcast again? You got these guys right down the street from you and they're going to have you on, right?
Yeah, they're
We
my-
love
they're my
both you
homies.
guys, man.
Yeah,
Man,
they're my
and
homies.
I never had
Homies.
anything against, I
You know
never had
what?
anything against you, and I would have never revealed to you that you're mid. But then you came on this podcast trying to talk shit about something that don't even make any fucking
Talk shit. I'm
sense.
trying to clear the air on the fact of why you don't fuck with me. That shit weird.
I fucked with you. I fucked with you. I just didn't want to have you on the podcast
Okay,
again.
why
Guess
couldn't
what?
you be
Coming on the
100?
jumper is a very rare, special time in someone's life. It's like puberty. You only get to do it
Right.
once. Maybe again if you take some testosterone or something. But I'm just saying,
could've been 100,
me not
though.
responding to your DM
you
is
could've
well
been
within my
100,
right.
Though. All right, whatever.
Because
It's
if
all
I
right.
respond to you in the DMs, what am I going to say? All that I can say is I don't want to have you back on the podcast again because
Bet.
it was boring the first time, which I feel like me leaving you on red kind of gets that message across without me having to actually say it.
Bet.
Okay, let me
Okay.
ask.
Oh,
Let me
Shit,
ask.
what
hold on.
happened to the game?
Hold on, let me
Bro,
ask.
that
Let
shit
me
was like
ask.
Jake Paul and Nick
Let me
Robinson. You
ask
just
this.
got
I
knocked
think
the
I
fuck
think
out.
this is the real question she want to ask, even though he did discredit her the way she felt. But she really want to say, "Can you fuck with me again?" And can you blow my little career up a little bit more? Is that what you really want to ask him?
Yeah, she wants some clout. And she's mad that I didn't give
I
her
mean,
more clout after I
obviously,
gave her the
my
first
last name
dose of
is Clout.
I think she wants to. I think she wants to.
But is
fuck
that
with
what
you.
you?
She
is that
wants to
what
be
you
your
wanna
friend.
do?
Black. Yeah,
I know, but
I literally
and we
don't
were
want
cool.
problems with you. No, we weren't. No, we
cool.
were not.
I
No,
just
we
didn't
were
respond to you because I didn't
not.
want to have you on the podcast again. I'm allowed that.
Okay,
it's my
cool.
show. I can have whoever I want.
Okay.
Cool.
If they
Yeah, she definitely privileged, but I wanted to show you the end. It's gonna end pretty soon,
Okay.
and it's gonna be kind of interesting. The end. You know.
She's getting all the clout she needs right there with that argument.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
She's getting
I
all
mean,
the clout,
it's not really making her look good, but
but it's still clout. And I agree with Steve. It's still like
I
a
agree
kind of
with
clout.
you.
But you know, like it's interesting how it's gonna end, and then we can. It's pretty soon. Yeah.
respond to you tomorrow, that's their right.
So do you
So
not
you're
want to
not
be
wrong
her
about
friend?
that.
You do not want to work with her, Adam.
I mean, honestly, after seeing how entitled she is, no, I definitely don't. And even before, it was just, I didn't want to do another boring ass podcast with you because the first one, Violet killed it. I got to give her credit. You were kind of boring. You felt the vibe. Even during the interview, it was obvious that you were jealous of the fact that we were just paying attention to her.
No, I wasn't.
I just didn't want to bring that negative energy
literally-
back to my show.
Yo, I literally love Violet. Like from day
Yeah, she's
one,
great.
I have nothing against her. Like real shit. I always like
I know, but
my
you were
friends are
obviously
killing it.
jealous of her during the interview because she was
You
controlling
don't know.
the energy.
You don't know how I feel though on the inside. Like literally, I don't have any
Listen,
type
I
of
was
jealousy
there.
towards
I
my
do this for a living.
friends.
I could tell
No,
that
you
you were
fucking
jealous.
don't. I have to FaceTime V right now, and she know how I fucking feel.
Okay.
Like yo,
I'm
that's
just
my
telling
best
you, you were
friend.
bummed because we were talking to her more than you because she was more entertaining than you.
She's
Holy
dope.
shit.
I love V.
All right,
I
all right,
love V.
all right, all right, all
think we
right.
got
I
the
will
point.
say this: when I hit that Ready to Rumble, I was just kidding. God damn!
Hey,
Yeah.
this
With no jumpers.
This
Come on,
white on
this
white crime is
motherfucker.
terrible. Thugs over here, bandana.
Yeah.
White on white crime. Thugs.
I know.
Your people. Yo, read that.
And he's looking back at me.
Your people.
All right.
Hold on. I gotta say this, right?
And he's
So
looking
look,
back at me. Should we get her?
I know both of y'all, right? I know both of y'all. I know Adam. I know Kiki, right?
Yeah.
Obviously,
We love both of you
you're a
guys.
good person.
Yo, I'm gonna
You're a
keep it
good person.
humble, like real shit. Adam can say whatever the fuck he wants to
Uh-huh.
say, and he could talk to me however he wants to on the internet, perceive to be something on when the cameras are on and shit like that. But yo, I'm gonna be the same person on and off the camera, like real shit.
The problem is that the person
one
that
wants
you
that.
are is really
know.
entitled and thinks that you deserve podcast appearances when that's not how it works. You don't get to demand to be on a podcast.
That is true.
I would love to be on
That is
Joe
true.
Rogan.
I'm not.
I'm not going to hit Joe
demanding.
Rogan up like, why haven't you had
I'm not.
me on?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You know, chill
I'm
and do my
not
thing. And if he wants to
demanding.
ever ask me, he can ask me.
I'm
And that's the same idea that you should have. If I want to have you back,
So yeah, like it's gonna end pretty soon. Like it did just gambling the same thing, but I want to
Yeah.
show you the end. Like it's just like what he says. It is true that she seems to show that because she was there on the podcast first, that you should bring her back again. And I feel like when I deal with women a lot of the time, there was a woman that I wanted to take her on a date, and I told her, hey, I want to go to Santa Monica. I told her that, yeah, I'm gonna pay for you. I'm gonna do everything, and she told me, no, don't go to Santa Monica. I want you to go over there. I'm like, but I paid the reservation and everything, and she was already telling me what to do. You
Yeah,
know
what she wanted.
what she wanted. But even though I'm
But
the one
don't
paying-
you? But don't guys appreciate that? Like if you picked a place that she had maybe been to before, she doesn't like it. Like you'd appreciate her saying like, "Hey, how about we do this? I've had a bad experience or something."
Yeah, okay, that's a very good debate we can have. Like, I personally feel like on the first date, like the guy is like, if he's paying for something and he's giving you the place where he wants to go,
Sure.
I think he should have like I don't like to say the authority, but I like to say that okay, so you allow him to pick the place, but he has to pay for
yeah,
everything.
or maybe you guys have different expectations, and maybe on like the type of restaurant or like
This is the way I feel about
price point.
exactly like because this was a great restaurant, one of the best by Santa Monica, by the beach, looking at the water,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, why are you telling me to go another place that's like actually far away,
Yeah.
and you just deciding? I personally feel like the reason, and another woman taught me about this.
Mhm.
The reason why she does this because she doesn't value you, and you might not see it like that, but
Interesting.
it is what women do when
Yeah.
they don't value somebody. A woman will tell you if you have no value. For example, who's your favorite celebrity? What is it? Justin Bieber? What is it?
No.
I don't know.
No, I respect him. He's very talented.
Yeah, he's
and
very talented.
like-
You gotta be careful. He might be online watching us. I'm joking.
No, I haven't met him, but I like got very close to him at the Toronto airport at like 6 a.m. in the morning. We were like stuck there because the flight was delayed, and my ex-boyfriend and I at the time got sent through the part where your luggage goes through a second round of security or whatever. They
Yeah.
scan it.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber was standing right next to us, and I saw that his privilege of getting to be escorted throughout the long customs line and go directly onto the plane and sit in first class while all of us peasants had to wait 40 minutes to board. It was interesting.
It was
Is that the
interesting.
moment you said, "I need a new boyfriend"?
Yes, you did.
No,
Yes, you
no,
did. Yes, you
no.
did. You saw Justin
No,
Bieber,
because I
and then
could
you like,
feel-
I need a
No,
new boyfriend.
no,
I need to live
Why
that
are
life.
we waiting in
So
this
what's
line?
I need to live that
interesting-
life.
And Justin Bieber's
did you
going to
give your-
put
did
me
you
on
give your
blast for
boyfriend?
this if this ever goes viral, which it's not going to. But in my mind, and it was so early in the morning, I was tired. I was like annoyed. He cut in front of me in this line, and I didn't know who he was. But
Yeah.
he was wearing this giant hoodie,
Yeah.
oversized, and I was like, "Who is this little pipsqueak in this oversized hoodie cutting in front of me in line?"
Wow.
And then 30 seconds, I was like rolling my eyes in the back of my head, and my ex-boyfriend, like 30 seconds later, was like, "Be cool, but Justin Bieber is right next to you." And
Wow.
I was like, "Oh," and then immediately I was like, "Okay, I have to be nice to him," because I was about to like cut in front of him and be like, "Excuse me."
Wow. You see that? You see, like,
And it's like I feel like it shouldn't apply just based off of like how much
status,
clout you
status.
have. Yeah,
but you know
status.
what? I like your I like your honesty. A lot of women will say, "No, I treat everybody the same," and I don't like when they say that.
Yeah.
They treat different guys differently. Let me
You know
ask you.
what's interesting? I think I don't. I think part of the reason like a lot of my last relationships have lasted as long as they have is because I quote unquote kind of make the men work for it.
Ooh.
I make them earn my respect and trust, and that's another topic.
Yeah,
we can talk
no,
about.
we can stay on that. I love that topic.
But I don't think like anyone should just be given like
No,
priority.
I love that topic. Let's stay on that topic.
But there's like a mutual level
You make
of
the men
respect
work
you
for
have to-
it. You make the men for it.
Yeah, but there's a mutual level of respect you have to treat another stranger and an individual.
Exactly, but you
Which is
wouldn't.
good because you're keeping me in check. For the first time we talked, you said I wasn't showing you value or respect.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, maybe it's a little mental check for me to be like take my approach down a notch.
Yes,
Because my energy is very strong and very fiery.
No, yeah.
initially.
I like that though.
you are very.
See, some people like it, but not everyone. But you were saying, I think some people
No, I think I like
less
it. I told you I like
involved
it. I told you I like it, but I told you that
is going
I
to feel
know.
threatened or insecure by it.
I believe that in the world of in the dating market, sexual dating market, all those things, there are discriminations, and it's legit in that world.
Yeah.
It's like you say that you make somebody work for it, but don't lie. Would you make Justin Bieber work for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm not impressed.
You're not gonna make.
I'm
You're
not
gonna make Justin
impressed.
Bieber wait.
Oh yeah. I'm not impressed by his like
Are you s-
immature like just because like it's
I want to hear from Steve. Maybe Steve has a lot of
Hey,
experience.
Steph, move the water glass so we can get a better look at you.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more. There you go. Right there.
There you go. Thank you. Like I don't know, because I have like I think like it makes a hell of a difference who's talking to you.
yeah.
Like and I think women discriminate all the time.
yeah.
Like I think men too. I think it's the same thing. Like, but men is like it depends on whether the woman is a number 8 or number 9. I'm pretty, but women is more on clout or status. They do care about the status a lot, and they treat different men differently.
Status in a sense, but also you have to have like a certain level of like mental stability where you don't use your status to your advantage.
To
and
your
take
advantage.
advantage of people and
Okay.
use it to like get ahead. That's
Okay.
something that I can spot through and like immediately, and that's something that I'm not attracted to. I like some people who are a little bit more humble, or at least like in dating partnerships,
Like
like
dating question.
or relationships. I want someone who's humble, who sticks true to their values at the end of the day, but like earns their status and respect and authority in a life by the hard work they've done.
By the hard way they done. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you feel. So so you saying that if
But that's not to say that Justin Bieber hasn't earned it. Like he's
No,
been
he earned
working
it. He
since
works
he was
out.
12 years
yeah, he
old.
worked
or
hard for
however,
it. So
you know?
he's good. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So a guy like Justin Bieber, if I was Justin Bieber and I was talking to you about coming to my podcast, I think that you would have been nice to me.
I mean, yeah.
You
I
wouldn't-
mean, you.
No,
I
but-
mean,
yeah,
no
but-
disrespect whatsoever, but you versus Justin Bieber, the exposure that we get from that is 10 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
so-
No disrespect, but a little bit.
I see what you're saying,
No,
yeah.
but it's the truth of life. We have to, and I'm not telling you to. It's just the way the world is, and I'm just saying, like like it's superficial, but the world is superficial, and I think I am superficial.
I
too.
think it's also the nature of being in LA.
If
It's
the situ-
superficial.
yeah.
Everyone's out for themselves,
Every
trying
day
to
is-
get ahead,
exactly.
seeing how one person can benefit from one
Exactly.
another. Like, what value can you provide me? What can I provide you?
Exactly. So we understand that, and we cannot. I'm not like gonna judge it too much.
Yeah.
I'm just challenging it, and I'm trying to be the devil's advocate a little bit. Trying
Yeah,
to
I love
play
that.
with it.
No, that's good. It's
Exactly.
it's provoking.
Provoking our mind, trying to do those kind of things. Like, So
So
go ahead.
with this interview,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I feel like the reason why she got so upset
Yeah.
is probably because she went into it with one like kind of like higher expectations of what it would provide her, but I think there's also two sides to every story. So I
Yes.
think he might have went into it kind of like selling her a little bit more and telling her, oh, you're gonna get like this from being on here, the exposure from it's going to be great, and because at the end of the day she didn't get what she wanted, that's why she was really upset. So I think he might have like overpromised in a bit too, which made her, it triggered her a bit, you know.
Yes, I personally think he did nothing wrong. I really believe that. I'm going to tell you why. He's the big YouTuber guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she approached him for the first interview, for the first podcast interview. I saw that.
Oh,
I saw
she
that.
did.
She approached them and she emailed them and she said, "Okay, you know what? You can come in. You can
Uh-huh.
come in. I'll take you in." He interviewed a lot of rappers. He's into hip hop, and he interviewed a lot of like what is it? Porn stars too. Sorry. I mean,
No,
I don't know what
it's
you what's your view about that world? Are you judgmental about that world?
No,
Okay,
no,
no,
I
no.
mean, like
You understand? Okay, all right.
make a lot of money. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
something
yeah.
I would do
yeah,
personally,
exactly,
but,
exactly. That's the way I look
you
at
know.
it. It's a taboo life,
Yeah.
but it's not a life that I'm gonna promote for myself. But it's a life that I understand. And sometimes I do watch some of those videos. Sorry, but but I'm not gonna
okay.
do it.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so disgusting.
No, but like sometimes I do, but I don't I try to move away from it, like a little bit. But I understand that sometimes.
Stephanie, do you watch those movies?
porn movies.
Yeah, you ever
I've-
watch them?
I've watched a few in my time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna be honest.
but,
yeah.
but that doesn't make you like it's just like
No,
we're
we're all like
we're human
it's
beings.
there. It's instantly like available to us.
exactly.
At the tips, like the tips of our fingers.
Like, but some
internet.
there are people that still live in today. They think it's extremely embarrassing to do porn.
Yeah.
To watch porn.
Yeah.
Me, I don't think it's
It's a
like
very
that.
taboo topic.
It's very taboo, and I think it's okay for it to say taboo. Actually, I
Yeah.
actually think so. I don't want it to take over the mainstream.
Uh-huh.
I want it to be like on the side, like one night you want to look at something weird with your girlfriend, and you want to chat something. That's the way I look at it. I don't look at it like something that should take over the dating world. No,
Sure.
I don't want
Sure.
it because then we're
Yeah.
gonna go nuts. But I think it's okay because I think like every time we have some sort of sexual encounter, I hate to say that. You can tell me a little bit about you. There's a little bit of like a rebellious side in our sexual escapade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're like that. You can tell me what you think about that if you want. Like a sexual fantasy. Like we do sexualize sometimes about some, like
Well,
like
as a male, aren't you just like hardwired to think about it all the time?
we are hardwired to talk about it most of the time. But
Yeah.
I also think that a lot of women
Also have high sex drive.
not all the women. Like I think it's less,
Uh-huh.
But I think that there's
Well,
a group of women that do think about sex just kind of like
Yeah.
men.
But I think some women also view it as a way of seeking emotional like satisfaction.
That's very bad.
Yeah.
If it's only for that, yeah, that's I see what you mean. Yeah, like no, I don't think it's that. I think it's just something good to connect after you are able to connect on the person on the mental, spiritual thing. I think it's the cream of the crop after you
Yeah,
laid down,
absolutely.
you did the groundwork. And,
Yes.
and I think I hate to say that about it, and some people don't like to say that. I think there's nothing compared to it
Mm-hmm.
in this world, like physically, like where you can get some satisfaction. I think it's just the way it is. It doesn't mean you're a creep or you're weird. It's just like nature created those things. But I see the world like that. Like I told many people, and I tell anybody that like I have nothing against those sex workers people, but I don't think the whole world should join them. It's just something that's like on the side of taboo,
Yeah.
And then sometimes you want to rebel and you want to watch something weird. But okay, so as far as you right now, I wanted to ask you: are you like single? Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're single?
Single. Yep.
Are you looking for?
Yes and no. I would say I've had my fair share of bad, Bumble, Hinge, whatever dating apps. Kind of spending a lot of time focusing on my self-development, focusing
Okay.
on my career and growth. I went through a pretty difficult, like, quote unquote, quarantine divorce
Yes.
or pandemic divorce, or separated from my ex,
Yes.
and took a lot of time to like heal from that.
Yes.
Emotionally.
You were married?
We were not married. No,
Oh,
I just
okay.
say divorce because
Yeah,
it was just a
gotcha.
relationship. But we lived together, and it was the first time either one of us had lived together. And then we broke up, and then there was this awkward period of still living in the same apartment for 2 months, and then not being quite together. And
Yes.
it was long and drawn out.
Did
and
he
then,
bring other women?
No,
into-
there was no other like infidelity involved or any people in. It was just like confusing.
So
It was emotional attachment that, like,
oh.
I think neither one of us were completely willing to let go, and it wasn't. It's like still even to this day, I think there's still sort of like a weird like connection between
you
of
guys?
us. Yeah, not really. I think it's just like emotional satisfaction that we're both like comfortable with.
Okay, much
Do you guys still hang out and all that stuff?
Not really. No.
Not really. That's a yes.
Oh wow.
Well, no,
that's true.
So this was interesting though, because when we first talked, you were telling me that I was like type A personality, like strong.
Yeah, assertive.
A lot
of guys don't like
to
that.
be like that, and this past relationship, but this long drawn out, painful like separation has taught me to be assertive and set boundaries.
Oh, so you were soft before?
Oh, extremely soft. Like I just let him control everything in the relationship, and I realized that's not getting me anywhere because it's making me emotionally unsatisfied. And then in turn, I nag and bicker at him because I'm not expressing my needs.
You know what a lot of people say? I hate to tell you that, because they say that the reason why. So you were extremely soft, and you say it did not work for you.
No, it's not. It didn't work for me because I realized like
He was controlling.
Too controlling in the relationship, and everything was like dictated on his terms, and then I wasn't focusing enough on my like development, my career, myself. I was channeling all of my energy into the relationship, which is normal when you get into a long-term committed relationship. You want to like completely invest, but he wasn't it wasn't equal.
Yeah, can I play a little bit of a devil advocate? A lot of people say that a career woman trying to get into a relationship with another man, most of the time it's not going to work. I heard it from many guys. Those relationships never work that much. It's the bottom line about relationship. The man has to be the breadwinner, the financial guy that has all the hands on money, and the woman has to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
But you're a modern woman, and then I know you're living in California. You see, and you believe are you a feminist?
I would say I've taken more of a feminist approach.
I'm
definitely like equal women's rights, empowering women to be the best version of themselves.
Exactly, but like a lot of men are saying that, and especially people in the manosphere. I don't know if you hear the people in the manosphere community. They say that actually
manosphere.
Manosphere. It's like the men.
That's a new term.
A new term.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, that's cool.
Manosphere. It's for.
I like that.
Yeah, it's for like the people that talk about men stuff. They call it the manosphere, the red pill community.
Okay.
I don't know if you all did that.
Yeah.
So it's from the movie.
No, I love that because I feel like our society places so much emphasis on men not expressing themselves, and like there's not much of a community about them to be like their authentic selves. Exactly. Even if it can seem like misogynistic.
Exactly.
You know, critical or whatever.
Okay, the Manosphere is a collection of website, blog, and online.
Hey, into the mic.
Oh yeah, the Manosphere is a collection of website, blogs, and online forum promoting masculinity. It's promoting strong opposition to feminism. So that's the Manosphere. So you got to read about it. Okay, the Manosphere said that like anytime the woman wants to do like their own thing, a career, it works in opposite to having a long-term relationship with a man, because the man was naturally made to be the breadwinner. And when the woman goes out to work, she's gonna start becoming more assertive, more dominant, and a lot of men don't like that.
Yeah.
Me, I don't know what Steve thinks, but like me, that doesn't bother me that much if a woman is a career woman. I don't know why, but a lot of men in the manosphere, they say that that's the worst thing you want for a partner. You want her to be a stay-at-home person, and you want to give her all the money, and she doesn't work at all. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I think that's big part of the reason why that last relationship of mine failed is because I was getting molded into this like feminine, like stay-at-home person who like didn't earn a lot of money, and I've always felt initially like deep down inside of me like I have a greater purpose. I'm not sure what that is. That's like on me to discover as I'm like evolving and transforming and going through my late 20s and early 30s. But I'm never gonna be something I've realized over the last year. I'm never gonna be a stay-at-home wife. Like I'm always gonna have to be working or achieving something or doing something.
Oh, okay. That's so
like,
that's
I need that in order to feel fulfilled in my life.
Okay, so for you, it's not a man that's gonna fulfill you.
No, a relationship is not gonna be the only thing that like provides my happiness. Don't get me wrong. I'm still like actively looking and wanting to find the perfect partner and someone to be my ride or die and experience the ups and downs throughout life. But at the same time, like I have to have enough things going on in my own life.
Let me explain to you, because many people in the red pill community, manosphere, they also say that every woman wants to have a kid. Would you wanna have a kid?
If you asked me 5 years ago, I would say no. But I think this past relationship, he was the first partner I was with that made me think like, oh, I could be a mom. And like I do want kids.
You do want
not
kids.
right now, but
But you know that a lot of people.
But I
say
think you can still be a great mom and a great parent and have like a working and
Yes,
successful
Steve,
career.
you wanna say
just
something?
need the support.
Hey, I've said it before. I only date highly successful women. You know, attorneys, professors, all that kind of stuff. I want a woman that works and has a career and has a life of her own. And
Do you feel controlled when you've
No,
dated
not at
other
all.
people who don't have like a successful career or something to work towards that they're channeling all of that energy into you and you felt like it's just like too much, it's overbearing?
No, it's not overbearing. It's very nice actually. When there's a lot of energy put into the relationship.
Sure.
But my former wife was a professor, and she didn't want to have kids. And then we had our child, and she's the best mother I've ever met.
Yeah.
We're divorced now, but it just switches, and she still has her career and is very successful. And I think it's important because when you stay home and you have nothing to do, you start to feel down about yourself. There's nothing to talk about.
I'm sure we can all attest to this going through the pandemic.
Yeah, you're
isolated.
in your 20s and you're sitting at home all the time. Like,
Me, I don't understand those guys, and I agree with Steve totally. But they feel like that's the way it should be. But me, I feel like the world is changing, and it's okay for it to change.
Absolutely.
Yes, like there were the days, you're right, like in 1800, I think like women were staying at home. There was nothing to do, and the men was going out to work. But I think it's okay for us to change that. But they are saying that biologically, it's ingrained inside of us. So it's going to cause failure in the relationship no matter what. Even though what Steve is saying that, you see, he dated women, right? He said that he dated some women. Somebody in the manosphere will look at Steve and say that, you see, but that's why you allow those women, Steve has told us that they can be a little bit difficult. He said that because they are assertive and they are dominant. And most guys know that, and the conflict always arises instead of another woman that's not assertive.
The conflict comes in like on the feminist side when they don't leave that at the door and realize that you're in a partnership together and still are trying to fight you as part of the man.
Which full disclosure, I've been there. I've been on that side of being too dominant, and like I think that's a big part of it. It's just the communication issues. It's like you're both fighting each other and realizing you shouldn't be fighting each other. You should be fighting for the relationship.
Yes. Let me ask you.
Working together.
Yeah, let me ask you. Do you think that do you believe in the 50-50 relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think to an extent. I think it just depends on like your values. Like if a man wants to be the breadwinner and like the provider, sure. And I think in a way their ego gets a boost from it too.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's a lot based off of like the economic hardship that we're dealing with, the pandemic, everything that's going on. It's a lot of pressure for a man, and so I think there is more pressure on women nowadays to also be providers and breadwinners.
Of course, there's more.
It's just having that honest communication with each other.
Me, even though I'm on the other side, I'm on the side that I'm for women working.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I like to play the other side. I'm like, I think that they might have some points that it seems like the women biologically are built to be the women that take care of the kids.
For sure.
There's
the emotional labor that they take on in a partnership or in a family dynamic.
It's a family dynamic. And
the caregivers.
And the caregivers.
And it's a lot of, like, speaking from experience, I felt a lot of pressure from my past relationship to also be a breadwinner and make a lot of money and be successful and achieve things in my career, but then also take care of things in our household.
Yes, and that can be tough on a woman.
It was a lot of tough, and that's like where all the like communication issues, the tension and the fighting started, because it was all, I felt like I was taking on the tax load of all of it, and it was a lot of
Come
pressure.
On now, be serious. It started with Justin Bieber.
Yes, it was Justin Bieber. The Toronto
Why are we waiting in line? Why are we waiting in line?
I think, you see, a guy like Justin Bieber is going to get all the women because he's a high value man.
Oh, he's got unlimited wealth.
He's got because the life that he lives is unbelievable. Because once he gets to an airport,
he can take care of anyone.
He can take care of anyone.
But also at the same time, look at his wife, Hailey Bieber. She's got a successful modeling career and her own kind of like celebrity lifestyle and her own like brand and, you know, team of people managing her finances. It's not just, I mean, I'm sure he has a lot more wealth than she does, but like she's still working.
She's still
her
working.
Own angles.
Yes, she's still working. Like, I guess what the manosphere are saying is that, let's flip it the other way. It will not work for to be a stay-at-home dad. We know that for a fact.
There are
no women's going to support a man.
I would argue. argue not. There are families that like do that, and they're happy, they're successful, they're have good communication. The guys that stay at home dad. Have you heard of the Gold Digger podcast? This girl named Jenna Kutcher, should look her up. It's very, I got into it because I'm into photography as well.
Yes.
But she started this like whole podcast thing, talks about like entrepreneurship and business. And she's actually the breadwinner in her family. They have a kid together. They went through a couple miscarriages, and her husband is a stay-at-home dad. And they're very vocal and open about and honest about it, and how it's like people, society traditionally looks down on it. People make fun of them. They think it's weird, and they say, it actually works really healthy with our personalities. I'm type A. He's a caregiver. Like it just the dynamics shift dramatically, and I think our society and my generation, like millennials,
men have been emasculated.
Yeah, it's really evolving
so you
and
agree?
changing.
So Steve, you agree
but I don't
that?
think that's emasculating.
So you agree?
I don't think it's emasculating.
So
I think
the
it's just
men
redefining the role, like the way that you view traditional gender roles.
No, but I think those gender roles are real.
It could,
I think they are real.
I think it can be
if somebody breaks inside,
I think maybe it's just empowering men to step into a different version of themselves, and maybe that's their authentic self that they're meant to be their whole lives.
But like, let's look at it like that. The men. He's a little bit stronger than women biologically, right? We know that, right?
Physiologically,
so who should go out and work? That has the physical. It's biologically. It seems like it's the man. And who's the most nurturing person for the newborn? It's the woman. She even have the tools.
She physically has to be.
She have the tools like the breast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So she provides the nutrients, skin to skin. But there are studies that also show skin to skin contact with the father figure in the newborn creates like good like bonding hormones and like evolves them and makes them more mature and well-rounded individual.
Like okay, but the but is you don't want a man that's weak, and you don't want a man that's telling you his problems all the time and like not being decisive and all those things. Like
for sure, I appreciate
a
confident, decisive man who tells me, especially someone who puts me in my place with anything, because I'm controlling type A, like you were saying, and like how you challenged me when I first came and saying like, oh, you had that pretty person privilege, and I was like confused because you were telling me how to structure my own interview.
Yes, because
and I actually really appreciate that, people who keep me grounded and in check, but not everyone. And I think that's what happens when you have people like this interview we just watched. This woman, she had this entitlement privilege because she went on there with the intention to get clout and Yeah, and she already had this inflated self sort of ego, and like, she didn't get what she wanted. I'm a pretty girl. Yeah.
So why aren't you paying attention? Of course you're gonna invite me.
But that's a big reason why someone like Justin Bieber doesn't like, take me, because he already knows that he has those things because of his fame and his status and stuff. And I'm not impressed by that. Like I'm so much more emotional and intellectual and value it from like a deeper level than that.
Yes.
But at the same time, I appreciate it, and I don't think he didn't earn his right to be
he worked hard
that
for it.
Famous.
He worked hard for it. You know what I'm saying? I really respect the guy, what he did as a young guy. I wish I was him, but it's far away.
But it's never too late to start your singing career.
Where's Justin now? Is he in the hills of he's got a big mansion in Beverly Hills probably. I would like to be invited to one of his parties, man. He got crazy parties.
Hey, don't be like that crazy woman on there asking to be on his show in his house.
Yeah.
Steve.
Be knocking on the door. Justin Bieber, you said
Justin,
we could.
you owe us. You owe us.
Steve, we are in Los Angeles.
Hey, I know Justin owes her a flight to wherever she wants to go.
You owe me.
Toronto.
You owe me. Yeah, like it's
cutting
funny.
in front of me in line.
Yeah, right. But this is the thing. Like women will say, "Oh, I want a guy that's soft and emotionally there, and this and that."
It's
but as soon as they start doing it, they're like, "What is? Why is this
actually true?"
Okay. I want to bring up that topic. That's a very good thing. That's
after this relationship, and I was actually like, I had a guy fly me out to Austin, Texas. I spent the whole weekend with him, and he was very emotionally in tune, and I found myself in a way being annoyed by it.
Wow.
And it's challenging me, like maybe I'm now the toxic one, or I'm too masculine in this.
Not.
Yeah, you're not that
relationship. Like this is a weird dynamic for me to digest. Like what's going on here?
Because the manosphere also bring that thing, like a man crying on your shoulder. How do you feel about that?
I
is that a turn on or is it a turn off? For looking at a man.
I don't think it's a turnoff, actually. I think as long as it's reciprocal, like if I'm having a tough day and I want someone to, cry on their shoulder and like to nurture me.
So what types of things are okay to cry on your shoulder? Like, oh, honey, I don't think I'm good enough. I'm not smart enough. Oh, I didn't do well enough here.
I think we all inevitably have our breaking points.
Because
I can see it from like any perspective. Like I'm a huge empath. I think like, if you're just, someone who's been working for like 30 years and you are earning a lot of money, you're accepted this big like executive position, you have a lot of pressure on you, and eventually like that pressure is going to come crashing down on you, and energetically it's good to release it. And if that's through a good therapeutic like cry session, by all means cry. If you want to take it out through exercise, through sex and drugs, whatever coping mechanism you have, it's better to have healthier coping mechanisms.
Sex and drugs.
Sex and drugs.
Some people have bad healthy
I like that. Okay,
coping mechanisms.
Okay. Let me ask
it's okay to do sex and drugs to cope.
I don't think it's okay. We all have our own vices, but if that's someone's way to, release it, by all means, that's what they're gonna realize. Like it's not a healthy habit, but if it's what they want to do, more power to you. It's not something I would do. I'm not going to judge you for it and shame you, but I can see that like there's obviously like something else going on behind it. Does that make sense?
No, that's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, so
but you were saying
so you're saying like somebody cries on your shoulder, and because I feel like men and women are not equal. And I feel like the woman is the vulnerable one in the couple.
Yeah,
and
traditionally
the men,
more emotionally
vulnerable. Now,
yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I always look at that example. When you look at like somebody as the head of a country, a president, and you have the COVID-19, can you and he's the head of the country, and he start crying for the the COVID is killing a lot of people.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, like what that will do to me psychologically, as one of the members of this nation, will be totally destructive. Because I think the leader has to show strength, stoicism,
sure.
and assertiveness, and that he's going to overcome this, even though it's tough time.
Is that just like?
But I see that
misplaced gender norms and things on our society, that a leader has to be strong and fearless 24/7. We all have our breaking points,
No, there's just some things you don't show in public.
You don't show in public. Okay,
sure,
let me ask you a question.
PR,
Let me ask you a question. Because
You're in the social media world.
You're in the social media. I was on an airplane one day,
but I think people are challenging that even now. Like it's okay. Like social media is fake. At the end of the day, it's like all these pretty pictures, all these pretty people. That's not what they look like 24/7.
It's not
superficial. It's not their authentic selves, and that's why
it's not fake.
Platforms like TikTok are getting so much
popularity.
No, it's not fake.
What do you mean it's not fake?
It's all staged, I will say.
People go out and they go hiking and they go to
but
it's just the highlight reel. It's the highlight reel.
But they're only choosing to show the best versions of themselves.
Exactly.
I see what you mean. What it means is that people are not going to post on social media bad stuff that happened to them. Most people.
You're not going to wear your dirtied underwear on the outside of your pants.
Exactly. So you're going to show you the best.
If you want to go viral.
You're going to show the best. I see what it means. It's true.
Of course.
It's true, but it's the positive of what's going on in your life. Which is true. Like I see like some beautiful women, they always show that they're in the most exotic island.
Yeah.
Did they go to the island? Yes, they went to that island. Yeah. They've been there.
It's feeding into the brand image.
Yeah, but is it all nice for 24/7 in their life? No, they're not going to show the bad stuff.
No, sometimes you got to be cut in front of by Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber. You saw his Instagram. When you look at his Instagram, I looked at his Instagram. It's all positive stuff. And
is it? I don't know.
It wasn't him cutting you off. Look at this woman I just.
No, he's not gonna put that on Instagram. Hey, I'm Justin Bieber. I just pushed this woman over. I'm like, he's not gonna do that. So like, that's the way it is. It's like for in the world, yeah. So I want to ask you a question. Okay, what is the biggest turn? Okay, let me see. Did I finish with that thing? Let me see. I think I'm done with that. Okay, what is the biggest turn on for you in a man? The biggest
confidence.
It's confidence.
Yeah,
that's the biggest your turn on. Okay, so where do you put?
Or actually, let me rethink that. I think passion, having passion for something in life.
I feel like passion and confidence kind of work. Let me say passion.
Yeah, I mean, if you're passionate about your career and you want to talk to me about your career and like your passion projects or just anything. Like
a lot of women say that. I don't know why. Passion.
That to me is like so much more because it's like they're interested in something and they're striving for it and they're like hoping to achieve something from it, or just like it's something they're drawn to,
Let me ask you a weird question. Let me ask you a weird question. This is weird to ask you this question. You know about cheerleaders in the football game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that women are natural cheerleaders? Because I feel like they like confidence.
Supporters.
No, supporters, cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They like to cheer the man. Hey, you come on, succeed. Yeah. Come on, motivate. And then us psychologically, we just put beautiful women to do that on the field. Yeah. We don't even think about it subconsciously.
Yeah.
But we had the women dance for us. Hey, come on, yes. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's something under that, like psychologically. It's like there could be something there.
Well, sure. But I think it also goes back to like outdated gender norms too. Because cheerleaders have been around since who knows how long. It's still obviously like prevalent in like the sports community now. But
there's male cheerleaders.
There are male cheerleaders, and it's turned into much more of like a physical kind of like talent show too, where they're doing all these crazy acrobats and like flips and all these things, and there's a lot of like physical attributes that like they have to like work really hard to do, and it's almost in a way another competition.
Yes, it is like that. Yeah, it's interesting. So it's your biggest okay. What do you think is the best place would you recommend a man to find a date? The best place for a man to find a date.
Podcast Center LA.
Like
Toronto Airport.
Toronto Airport. Look at that. You'll find.
No, I think just doing something you love, because it's like being around your community event. Like I don't know if you like.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a perfect answer. I like that.
You're gonna find someone whose values maybe align closely to what you have. If you're looking for like a partner, like something long term,
because there's a guy that I know.
If you're looking for like a fling or someone to have like sex with at the bar, like club life night.
Yes. Okay. Because
how do you approach a woman in the bar for a fling?
Yeah. That's a very good one. I like that.
Yeah, I want to know.
I like that. I
don't know because I'm not a one night stand type of girl. So
no. Forget about one night stand.
What about a 2-night stand?
No. Okay. No. Forget about.
Not even a 2-night stand.
Forget about one night stand.
4 month stand.
4 month stand. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one night stand, because it could happen that you find your
for sure
your life love in the bar.
And you have a one night stand and then it evolves to something else. It's different for every person. Just me energetically, I don't feel comfortable opening up to someone on that intimate level until like I feel safe and secure, and that takes months of like dating and courting, going back and forth.
But do you have a calendar? Are you like?
Do you have a calendar?
Well, it's just when I intuitively know I feel comfortable with someone. Yeah.
How should somebody approach you? It doesn't have to be in the bar. It can be in a supermarket. Yeah, like it could be in a supermarket. It could be while you're playing tennis. What is the best way for somebody?
Don't do it like Ralph.
Talk to me about your dating life.
Yeah. You didn't like that. You told me no. I want to go. Yeah.
I mean, I can spot when a guy, like I've been approached by many men on like airplanes, at the grocery store, at the parks. Like just, I think I find it endearing in a way when they find some excuse to talk to me. And I think the confidence or just like going about it is like, because I think, I don't know. Oh, that's such a good question. But for me, though, it's interesting to talk about like pretty person privilege. I find that like not a lot of men approach me.
Yeah, I could see that.
You're
an extremely attractive woman.
You're very attractive.
I have an intense energy about me though too, but especially like, and I'm so hyper focused on my goals and what I'm doing. So when I'm at like out and about at the grocery store, I'm like laser focused. I have my headphones, like my AirPods in. I'm like in my zone.
Yes.
But I do notice like sometimes men will like they'll gaze and they'll make excuses. Like I was sitting on an airplane maybe 4 years ago. And the guy next to me pulled up his laptop and he literally was typing in his notes on his laptop. He was like, I don't know what to say to get you to start talking to me.
Oh, that's weird.
It was sweet. It was sweet.
It's sweet.
And so it struck up a conversation.
Steve is just,
I mean,
Steve is harsh, man.
No,
he's harsh.
That guy's terrible.
Like, oh my God.
Wait, did he get a date? Did he get a date?
No, because I was flying out
but Steve,
to
it's still
see
sweet.
an ex-boyfriend at the
sweet.
time. So energetically, I was not putting out like vibes like I'm open and receiving to it,
Oh, okay.
He thought he was in a movie.
So this is a bad game for Steve.
No. I'm just saying, like, there's better ways.
There's better ways.
Type that. That's crazy.
That's a better. So let me ask you: do you think like Tinder and Bumble are a good thing to find a mate?
What
do you think about those dating apps?
I think my perception is a little biased because I haven't had too much luck with them.
Me too.
It's a lot of conversations that just don't go anywhere. It's all superficial, like looks based, but that's also important, like the chemistry and having the physical attraction initially. But I think an authentic, like long-term relationship comes from building that friendship and just like moving. It's not just so looks based wise.
Not for looks based wise.
Yeah, because that attraction inevitably fades. You like don't always vibe with someone. It's having that firm foundation of a friendship first that keeps it long term in the commitment.
That's true. But I heard some people on Tinder and Bumble that they do end up
sure,
find real, and
it's just matter of timing,
the amount of time, and stuff like that.
And like you get lucky, you find
Those are the
someone
ugly
who.
People.
Huh?
Those are the ugly people.
Maybe.
I think he's right
know.
about this. I don't mean to be harsh.
But I think it also the dating scene has changed drastically because of dating apps. There's so much instant gratification on our list, and like even I'm overwhelmed by the amount of like people that I like have to have a conversation with,
Really?
and it just like I just avoid
Because everybody swipes on you.
It's a lot of conversations that just like are short lived.
They don't go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere. It's like
So how would you like the conversation to go?
Yeah, tell us. Direct us. Yeah.
I think the ones that have had the most potential are the guys who take action.
Okay, give me an action. What is the action?
You have a few lines, witty banter going back and forth. You take it off of the dating app to text messaging, and then you could just know if you're fast to respond, you're vibing well. I mean, it's hard to sometimes because technology can misconstrue communication, and text messages can get lost, or you can misinterpret the tone and stuff.
Sure.
But just getting to that first meeting in person, and that's when when it's more compatible.
Interesting. Let me ask you.
I move fast.
Okay, let me ask you.
Or FaceTime.
Let me ask you a question. When somebody texts you, okay, when somebody texts you, do you give them time?
That's a thing now, yeah.
Yeah, FaceTime. Oh, you like to FaceTime? Yeah.
No,
Do you take your time? Because a lot of women like to make the guy wait because they think it's good to make him wait so that he can.
Responding.
Like.
I don't intentionally make them wait
Okay.
or not respond. I think I'm just busy.
You're just busy. Okay.
Yeah, and if it's like when I have time to get around to it, I will.
You will get
because
around.
I'm a social butterfly. I'm always out and about. I'm doing things.
So
and I want to when I'm with someone in person, I want to give them my full attention.
Beautiful. So you say you also do FaceTime dating? I think that's a new thing
now. Yeah,
it's a thing now. So
yeah.
How does that work? It's like
I think because it gives you like certain levels of body cues and language that
you get to see their house.
You get to see them on a more intimate, like personal level versus just texting or on the phone.
You get to see how big the house is.
There's I think different levels of getting to know someone. It goes from like initial, attraction, texting, then it goes to like phone communication, like over the phone, hearing each other's voice.
Oh yeah.
FaceTiming and then meeting in person.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yes, I think
because when you called, I overheard you talking to him.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, she's got a nice voice.
Yes, he did say that.
I bet she's really cute.
Yes, he said that. I'm not lying to her.
Yeah.
And then we rated your voice, and then he said number 9, and I was like, yeah, it's a number 9 voice.
And you know what's interesting? The guy that flew me out to Austin, Texas, he's probably gonna hear this. I don't care.
Are you still seeing him?
No, we don't really. He's like committed to living in Austin. I'm here in LA, but we like randomly
those cowboys.
talk.
Yeah, those cowboys.
He doesn't know what he's
not
missing.
even from the South, but whatever. I think it got to that point where we met in person because he just called me out of the blue and he said the same thing. He was like, "Oh, I like the sound of your voice."
Yes.
Yeah, you have a nice.
It's feminine. It's very good. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Is it a bad idea to have intercourse on the first date with someone you want to have a long-term relationship with? Is it a bad idea? Intercourse on the first date with somebody that you will have a long-term relationship, because it's happening more often these days. I've heard stories. I'm from the old school.
First,
I don't like it.
First physical date.
First physical date.
After how many phone conversations?
Okay, after a couple of phone conversations. It doesn't matter to the topic. The bottom line for the way we look at discussion is like, this is the first time you met the person physically. And you probably had like 5, 6 or 10. It doesn't matter, because I feel like the physical, to me, as an old school guy, the physical thing is the real thing for me when I first meet you physically, because I'm not going to be on you on FaceTime or Zoom call all the time.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's the important one. But some people they end up laying with the people on the first date.
Yeah.
There's many people that are doing it. It's getting more popular.
For sure.
And so I want to hear your you're a millennial, right? You're a millennial.
Me personally, I have done it before and been burned by it.
I thought she said she didn't have fling. Look at the.
Okay, let me preface this.
This is getting hot now.
Yeah.
Once or twice, but I mean, I think when I go into it knowing that it's an only one-time thing, I've only done it once, but I have been on the other end where I've just been putting my energy into someone, or like it evolved really quickly to the physical intimacy, and then I developed feelings, and then it was very obvious he wasn't feeling it. So that's why I feel so like burned by it. So for me, I'm protecting myself and my energy. But that's not to say like it cannot happen. So it just depends how evolved and like you get to that point when you first meet in person. If you spend a lot of time talking, you feel safe and secure and trusted with them because like maybe you're vibing really well. And if I'm vibing super well with someone and I'm feeling it and I feel, maybe I'm not letting my guard down or he's, someone I can trust because he's giving me certain indicators that he is trustworthy, then it could get to that point. But
yes,
for me personally, it takes me a long time to
Steve?
Get there.
How long we have?
Yeah.
For the show?
Yeah.
As long as we need.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Okay. So thank you. Okay. So, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's okay. So you had intercourse on the first date. It did happen for you on the first date in your life.
Yes.
Was it good?
Was it good?
Or was it awkward?
I would say it was probably awkward. It was college. We were drunk.
Oh.
Something that I didn't really remember too much the next day.
That was really bad.
Oh,
but then it was like we both knew it was fun, so we kept like
you kept the relationship.
There was attraction, so it just kept like
wow.
going.
That's amazing. I cannot imagine that like in the world I grew up, like I mean like the millennials are a little bit more like that. I see that they talk about that more. Mm-hmm. Would you have and I've seen that women are open to that. Okay, so let me ask you, would you date a man that has a high body count?
I've dated men who don't have a high body count and men who do have a high body count.
What's high for you?
Like anywhere between
200.
That's really high. I think you can just tell. I can just tell when a guy has a high body count. He has a certain level of confidence and like arrogance and knows that like he's charming and he can ask for a girl's number and she's gonna give it to him.
So let me ask you, you like those kind of guys? I heard women like those. It's weird.
In a sense, but here's the thing. Like I've dated men who don't have a high body count where they've lost their virginity to me and they're very jealous and insecure and get like triggered by me touching a random guy's arm or someone like one of their friends' arms or being overly in his mind overly friendly and flirty with someone.
Wow.
But I do think there is a certain level point of having too high of a body count where it makes you unsatisfied in your emotional relationships because you're so used to that instant gratification and you don't know like like you're so used to just things bounce around and being flighty and not really committing and staying loyal to someone for long term.
Yes.
There's pros and cons to both.
The pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
Steve, you have a question?
How high is your body count?
Ooh, under 10.
Well,
but not more,
that's
like
cute.
Definitely not enough to count on one hand.
That's cute because you're 29.
I think that's a healthy amount. Right?
To a healthy amount.
I don't know what average
I think that's great.
Yeah, 29 years old, under 10, because like 29 years old right now, they got 200, 300. Like the millennials, I mean, they're
just... No, they don't have sex anymore.
The female? On social media?
Not with the last 2 years we've had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the last 2 years. Actually, they had more. They were at home. Like, I don't know. I think they
that's why COVID hasn't been going down.
Keep the ban. Everyone go home. More sex.
Yeah. You know what? I want Steve to win for mayor.
Yeah.
Because that could be a plan.
We're going to get everybody on healthy diets and slim them all down. And it's going to be great.
And we're going to quarantine forever.
Send money, send condoms. Let's go.
Exactly. Now I have to ask you. Okay, I've got this is going to be one of the last ones.
Yeah.
So do you getting married? And I like to ask women this question. Mm-hmm. What will this is the day you're getting married? What would be the biggest turn off if that will make you give up the ring? Something you find out on that day.
Like the day of the wedding?
The day of the wedding.
I think for me, it's. I don't think there's anything specifically.
That's interesting. That's nice.
He kisses your mom with tongue?
That's weird. I think, no, but like infidelity, finding out that like he has like 3 different side pieces. Because
that's a good one.
If you're going to like show your commitment to someone and go so far as to make it official by getting married and putting a ring on it or whatever, and then finding out that like you're still not fully committing by not giving up your past relationships or old flings, that's a huge red flag. So you get into a marriage to fully devote yourself to someone. You build a life together and like have family and raise kids and navigate through life and do all these things, but like you give up old aspects of yourself, and that's old flings and old relationships. So that would be the only thing I think. I wouldn't be like, if I found out like he had a kid and was like, I mean, that'd be like some level of trust would be broken. Be like, why didn't you tell me before? Like, we could work through this. Like, we all have our issues and problems, but like, this is important
if you
to
don't
talk
know he has a
about.
kid and you're getting married,
Yeah,
that's
a
pretty,
huge.
that's a
pretty-
big red flag.
Why would you hide that from me? What else? Are you hiding
If a
from
man
me?
come to you on the day and then he's trying to date you and he tells you that, I'm a high value man, like Justin Bieber, and he said that he's a high value man, and he said that
It's
he
a
has
session with Justin Bieber
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
She wants Steven Tyler now.
Still Tyler. Okay. So now, but he wants 2 women because he's a high value. So you have to share him.
Are you okay with side pieces?
Are you
No,
okay?
absolutely
No,
not.
but
No side pieces.
No, but you
No.
are the main wife. You get all the money, you get all the fame, you get everything. When he goes out in the big gala dates, it takes you. But the side is going to be there, and he wants you to have a relationship with that woman also. Are you into lesbian? Like bisexual?
Oh,
Are you bisexual?
But wouldn't that be like polygamy?
Polygamy. I think that's what he means.
Having
Multiple partners. Are you
partnerships?
open to women?
No, I'm not open to other people because I think it creates a level of like insecurity, jealousy. There's like, you don't know like where you like are overstepping your boundaries. Like, am I going to get the attention this time? That's not fair. I think it should be equal, like partnership. For me personally, I just can't date more than one person at once. It becomes energetically exhausting, overwhelming. Like, why would you only give half of your attention to someone? Like, it should be your full devoted attention. But that's
good.
me. That's me.
That's you. Very good.
And I was going to ask, like, on that front, if the man needed sexual pleasure, is going to a hooker okay?
No.
So there's no emotional attachment. It's just the sex.
I mean,
act?
there's definitely probably not much of an emotional attachment, but I think that just signifies that you have other issues wrong in your relationship, and you need to work through those problems.
Good for you.
Good for you. Okay.
No, that's the way it should be, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
I think you're a good, wholesome woman. I like that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No, I'm serious. I think more women need to be like that.
No, especially as a millennial. I like that.
huge
Are you sure
empath.
you're a millennial? I thought that
I'm
ended
just
at
a
like
huge
age 35
I'm
or
just a
something.
big empath.
You're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
That's
a highly sensitive personality?
very highly sensitive? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So let me ask you this question, because I know that a lot of women tend to be very open with their sexuality with other women. Are you into other women?
I don't think I could date another woman, but I do find other women attractive.
Is it sexually, or is it just attractive like the way they look?
Not sexually.
Not sexually.
But
Okay.
I
Not like
think-
that. So
I
you
think
just
females are just beautiful.
Yeah,
like we're meant to be.
You're
adorned
heterosexual. You're
yeah.
heterosexual. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I find that like compared to men, right? The percentage of men that are homosexual is less. I feel like most women are open to the being bi. It's weird. I don't understand. So I'm trying to understand the feminine thing nature. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think we've asked a lot of questions. I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah,
you
we
wanna ask?
have asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a great interview.
What are your insecurities?
Oh yeah.
What are you
ooh.
insecure about?
Ooh, tough question.
If you want, you can yeah, that's a good
Okay.
question.
I've been asking women this a lot lately.
I like that.
Just to get
You
their
got it.
ideas.
I like the he come up with good question. What are your insecurities?
Ooh, that's
This is
good
a what?
question. Ooh,
How long you take you to?
I think it's just not being perceived for me personally, because I freelance model and I'm a photographer. I'm like kind of in the industry. It's actually like triggered a lot of like external validation in me and like wanting to be objectified, and so it's me constantly feeling like I'm only gonna be good enough if I look a certain way, like if that's through weight, the way I look, like making sure my appearance is maintained and everything. It's like wanting to be told I'm beautiful. I think that's a big thing.
So you want to be told that as a woman,
Of course,
and a lot of women are like
and
that.
if
It's
a
like
woman
a
doesn't
real-
want, like, if she's lying if she doesn't want to be told that she's beautiful, you know?
No, it's 99% of the women when
Yeah.
we see there's like a confirmation over and over, and a lot of men, a lot of people, they think that you guys are nuts, like because you guys go on Instagram, you want the guys to keep saying to you every day, oh, you got a nice body, you're very beautiful, you're very every day. Don't you get tired of it? Some guys are saying that, but like no, I think women have a little bit of insecurity and they want to keep confirming it.
For
And
sure.
also the insecurity makes sense to me. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Because women eventually they do get old.
Yeah.
And
They do.
But I
they
think
do.
it's because we place
so-
so much
so-
emphasis on females to look a certain way.
so certain
and to
way.
gain an appearance.
So they want to make sure, do I still look young?
Yeah.
Do I still, there's that woman that she went and had a relationship with her high school girl. She's a football cheerleader. I don't know if you heard that story. And people, they analyze her psychology. It's because she feels like, wow, a young kid likes me. So that means I look young. it's a confirmation of her looking young.
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
kind of makes sense when you think
Yeah.
about it. Because why would high school kids, So, but it's still a P word, but it's kind of like that. It's like a lot of women think like they want to be confirmed
Yeah.
over and over again. It's crazy.
Stephanie, do you date older gamers?
Gamers. No, I've never dated a gamer, but everyone I've dated has been older.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how much older?
Like, I think the oldest.
Like
person
17 years?
No, never that old.
10 years?
No, I've never dated someone 10 years older than me. Like 4 at the max.
Okay.
That's amazing.
But that's maybe that's reason why I'm having trouble dating. I'm not dating.
Men are
Wow.
very
You're
immature.
mature
dude.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Who knows?
She said that maybe her market should be the older guy
Yeah.
because the younger
Not
guy
too old though.
not too old because the younger guy are immature.
Yeah.
And I agree with that because
'Cause
you are mature.
Yeah, you are mature.
You are mature.
And
And
very in tune, like with the stoicism, the spirituality, the energy.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
So
think
when
it's
you
a good-
model, do you do nude modeling?
I've done all spectrum. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, do you see our Instagram? She
But
has her Instagram. Should we?
No.
Can we show
Yeah,
you
you'll
Instagram?
we'll have to post it. How do
Oh,
we
yeah.
find you on Instagram?
Oh, it's SM Sasaki.
SM Sasaki.
SMSASAKI.
Yeah, it's a good pretty. Yeah, I put it on-
Sasaki, is that Japanese?
I'm half Japanese.
You are?
Yep.
I kind of thought.
You can kind of tell.
Father or mother?
People, my dad.
Okay.
I couldn't tell. You got it.
Japanese women, yes. So do you practice a lot of the Japanese culture?
No, I'm so uncultured. So my parents are separated. My grandparents, my dad's side of the family passed away before I was born. If they had been around, like I feel like me and my sisters would have been more
You have
cultured.
sisters?
I have an
Older?
older sister and 2 younger half sisters.
Really? How
Yeah.
much?
So it's all women.
All women, yeah.
How old's the older one?
She's 2 years older than me, so she's 31.
And the youngers?
Ashley's 29, and then Kaylee, I think, is in her early 20s. I
Okay.
don't remember.
You,
We'll have
you-
to have them on the show. But
yeah, you should
but-
be them.
Yeah, I mean,
If
have
you-
you been
if you want.
Have you been to Japan?
I have been to Japan, but it wasn't for like to visit family. It was actually with my past relationship. We went on just like a trip. We got some like really good flights and went in the middle of January. Beautiful country.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so amazed
Oh,
at like
yeah,
how
that's
society
Beautiful culture.
Beautiful culture. It's so clean and organized
Yes.
and like structured but it is a very like work hard, play harder mentality.
Yes.
And like we saw like public transportation as like, super coordinated and scheduled down to a T, but then we saw like people being passed out in the middle of the night, like because they're overworking or like they stayed up too late
Oh,
partying at like
Wow.
8 a.m. They're just
Everything's
like
hardcore.
sleeping. It's so
Everything
hardcore.
Everything's
Yeah.
hardcore.
And their society, like their government system is so extreme that like if you mess up, they take extreme measures to make sure
Yeah.
you know that you messed up. So it's very hard to get put back in there if you fall off the
A
wrong path.
lot of honor.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
what do you mean if you mess up? Like if
I'll
you
give you an
went to
example.
jail?
I'll give
Get
you an
into-
example.
Okay.
Moving company moves a Japanese resident to a new location, right?
Mhm.
They break some of their plates, like just what do you call that? Ceramics or
Yeah,
whatever.
plates. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't actually just give you money for the plates. They go out and they spend as much time as is needed to find the exact replica of what they've got for you. And if they can't, then they'll find something of equal value and they'll buy and bring those plates to you.
Wow.
That happened, Chinaware, you
Yeah.
know, the really expensive plates, those types of things. A friend of mine is Japanese, and their movers actually broke her Chinaware that was like 200 years old,
Wow.
passed down from
It's
the
like
family.
probably-
Yeah.
Yeah. Family heirloom.
And they went and they scoured Japan until they found the exact.
That's very honorable.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Like, you're
honor is
gonna
very
add a
important.
respect
Not like here,
for
we're
their-
like, you probably packed it wrong, buddy.
Like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Wow. So that's why they are the top of the line for business. Like you look at like they're doing very good in business. Okay.
That's just to me very respectful.
Respectful
Yeah,
and
I
honor.
like it. I love it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You should have no problem finding a man. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Japanese women, I hate to tell you that, when they did a rating on Tinder, they tend to be one of the top, like when it comes to like men hitting on them.
Hitting on them.
Because on Tinder, on a couple of, because there was a statistic, I can show it to you. Because
See,
they
but
found-
that's my problem. I'm not attracted to other Asian men.
No, it's not
What are you-
Asian. No,
what are you
it's not
attracted
Asian
to?
men.
Typically
It's actually
Caucasian
white men.
men.
It's actually
Yeah.
white men that goes after. They say American white men and
Oh,
black
no,
men and
Japanese
Latino
women,
men.
Japanese
Latino.
women go after white men as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually
Yeah.
white men that say, it's not Japanese. But Japanese men, I don't understand. Like, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. So, what's up with the Japanese men? Why don't you guys like them? Like, what's the problem?
I just don't find them attractive.
Because I heard that from a couple of Asian
Emotionally,
women.
are the hardcore generals.
Oh, is it because they are too submissive?
No, they're not
know.
submissive.
Huh?
I don't know.
No, they're manly men.
The men?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
stoic,
they
I
got side
guess.
pieces and.
Oh, okay,
and all
okay.
that. I mean, they're hardcore.
I think it's because I don't consider myself like Asian.
Asian, yeah.
Like,
You like white
culturally,
men.
I'm pretty white. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
you
grew
are
up
white.
in a
You're white. Yeah.
country town, small country town.
Where?
Like in small.
Oregon. Oh yeah,
Oregon, yeah.
Oh, Oregon.
Corbin,
Oregon. Yeah, no, you definitely like.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when I saw you,
Glad you got out of there.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking about Brad Pitt's wife. Like what's
Angelina Jolie.
No, the other
oh wait,
one.
no, they're divorced now.
The other one. The other one.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. I
They
was
were
thinking-
married for a brief moment.
Yeah,
of time.
you give me that vibe. That's the vibe.
You know what? Some photographers I've worked with have said, "Oh, I'm getting Jennifer Aniston vibes."
Yeah,
You
that's-
look like
What
her
is
in
that?
some
It
way.
looks a little bit.
That's a
It's the
vibe.
hair
But do you
and
think
the
it's the
facial-
personality
Yeah,
too?
it's a vibe thing. Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe that thing. It's not
Interesting.
I'm saying that
Maybe
you
you
look like.
could be like in Horrible Bosses. I think.
What do they
I
call
think
that?
actually jaw structure, face, hair.
I could see the
body,
hair.
body type.
Yes.
Upper body type.
Upper body
Yeah.
type. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah, you
got
should
Petite
play it. You should
frame.
be like, hey, I'm Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
Let me on that plane.
Yeah.
You're the okay. You guys are like the third and fourth people who've told me that.
Yeah.
You see, so there's something going that can go viral.
But I think it's a personality too, maybe because she's like always been kind of like a confident, like
She's a
confident, cute, kind of sexy, kind of
she's
edgy.
like
confident, but
empowered
she's
in her own self type
but
of
she's
woman.
assertive, and she's
Assertive.
not like I would say like a submissive woman. I don't think so, and I think that's why she
No.
got divorced with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
because she wouldn't put up with Brad Pitt like being a player. Fucking
he
Angelina
wasn't
Jolie.
willing to
and
he
he
wasn't-
was
Brad Pitt's
He
a
wasn't
player?
willing to change in
Brad
their
Pitt was bringing
relationship.
Angelina Jolie behind while he was
That was
married.
a mistake.
But while Jennifer Aniston was married to him.
Angelina Jolie's not very hot.
Oh my God,
Oh.
she's hot, man.
No.
She's gorgeous. I think both of them are
Really?
gorgeous in their own
Angelina
way.
Jolie.
She's crazy.
The
man.
I think they
The
did a
name-
study. They think
Steve,
they did a
the
study.
name
that
is Jolie.
she-
Jolie.
Jolie.
Yeah, beautiful. That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
met
means.
her dad. I flew on a plane with her dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. She's
Her
beautiful.
dad's very cool.
Yeah, I like her. I like her.
She is crazy.
But you don't take a woman's
Do you think
husband.
she's crazy because she's been in the spotlight for so long and just having that like immense amount of pressure
Yeah,
from the
I
public
mean, all the
eye and being
weird
told
things
that
she
she's
does.
a beautiful woman and
Yeah.
like
But she like hangs like she takes what was that Billy? What's his name?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Billy. Like took some of his blood
Oh,
and
the-
put it in
yeah,
a vial. Like
that
that's nuts.
weird-
That's weird. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Felt
it.
connected. They felt like it was what
Yeah.
they needed.
Yes.
to do.
Like
What
Blood
else?
Brothers.
Yeah, Blood
Very
Brothers.
Strange.
That's
It's like-
yeah.
it's
Little,
like-
little off the cuff, but
little, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
to each their own. I guess when you get to that level of like fame and you're in the spotlight, like, and everyone's telling you, you know, at that point, like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
People aren't gonna. I mean, you're gonna have a team of people trying to advise you and stuff, but when you're so like well known, like you're
Well-
just used to letting people like running your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this and I was looking at, oh gosh, who was it? It was another young guy and up and coming. And now he's dating one of these older Hollywood types. And I'm thinking like, man, how many people has she been through? And, you know, it's like there's no young people her own age or his own age that he could go date. I forget who it is. I got to look this up real quick.
I tend to like that, Steve. It's weird when a guy does this because guys too many times they only focus on the younger girls, and I feel like the older women are getting no love.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel when an older woman get love, I'm like, okay, that's sympathetic. It's like a charity to me because like the guys are very strict when it comes to women. It's like 18 to like 26, 77.
Yeah.
And then,
But do you think that older men date younger girls because it's easy for them because younger females are not as assertive and confident?
I don't think it's that.
And they're more passive.
And I don't think it's mainly that. I think it's because they are more beautiful. I think that's the main thing. I think you might be. I think
that for sure.
I think that's a big one.
But I do think there are older women who are probably more beautiful than me or more beautiful than some like younger girls. And I think even if you look at high school kids nowadays with social media, they look older than me.
Some of them, but like I hate to tell you that if there's a competition and we're gonna pile up a bunch of younger people and put the older people, it would be a destruction.
If you're live right now watching this live, then let's vote, older or younger. But I think Steph, it's like body wise, skin's tighter.
Yeah.
You don't have the
physically everything.
Physically,
It's just you're more drawn to it.
It works a little better.
Yeah, I can see that.
Lubrication's better.
Like you look at the
I'm being serious.
You look at the cheerleaders.
I see it.
You look at the cheerleaders. You go to Hooters. What do you see? It's younger girls. They're not gonna pick a 40-year-old a Hooter girl. That would be weird. You know what I'm saying? Like a 40. Like people gonna actually make fun of that restaurant if that happens. It's gonna not look good on them. The cheerleaders have to be like young and. But me, I don't like that. I hate to tell guys that, and a lot of guys they don't like when I say that. I don't like that. We are only focused on 18 to 26. It's like.
I don't. That's
You
gotta at least be 28.
Yeah.
Because there's you're at different points in your life, and it's hard to connect with someone on a more emotional, deep level if it's only based off of appearance.
Exactly.
Someone in their 20s is going to be focused on like their social media clout and like lifestyle,
TikTok,
partying, that kind of thing. And someone who's older is going to be like, no, like let's talk about like credit. Let's talk about like buying our house together.
What do you
like,
talk about?
Yeah.
What turns you on?
That's
a little foreplay
career,
conversation.
Career. What are you passionate about? What are you striving for? What's your like 5-year plan? Like where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like do you want to run your own company like I do? Like
okay, I got all those things. I gotta go to the animalistic nature because men are animalistic.
Sure.
Okay, what kind of body type do you like? Because this is what we look at women. I want to get because I like when women say I like confidence, I like the money, I like I want to see when the women think like us. What kind of body type? Is it muscular, thin, lean,
muscular,
obese?
Not obese. Definitely someone who's physically fit and takes I don't want to say pride in their health, but like just works to maintain it for not for just like physical appearances, but also like mental.
Okay, would you date a guy shorter than you?
I've dated someone who's not at the same height, but a little bit shorter than average. It's hard for me to find them super attractive. Like
all the women
I'm innately just
drawn
to like taller men.
Yes, it's just a fact.
But I'm a small, like shorter, like average.
How tall are you?
I'm almost 5'3". So most men are always going to be taller than me.
5'3", it's the best height for women. What do you think, Steve? Best height. Like if you're 5'3" as a woman, because when you put heels, you're gonna be a little bit taller, but not even taller than an average man. That's what I take 5'3". Me and Steve were interviewing another woman. She was 4'3". She was super hot. 4'3". She
was very hot.
She was very hot.
Tiny.
But I can't date a real small woman like 4 foot.
Super small, like very small.
Very small. She was
5'3" is tough too.
Oh, it's tough for you?
Well, I think.
How tall are you?
6'1".
6'1"? No, that's a
no.
Pretty good
We
height.
get along fine. I mean, I'm saying we get along fine. There's just certain.
But are
things.
you more attracted to taller women?
Some. I don't know. It's if they're too short and they come up to like my chest, then I just feel like I'm out with my child.
Yes.
You know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
yes,
it's very strange.
Yes.
I was seeing this one woman, and she was petite, very petite, and like 5'1", I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she sat on my lap one day and she said, God, I feel like your child. And I was like, oh, instant turn off.
Yeah.
That was the end of that.
Me,
That's
5'3"
so interesting.
is the best height to me.
5'3" is great.
It's 5'3" is great because
Especially,
I look at the heels. Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
When you're gonna put
I like a woman in heels.
me too.
When we go
I'm in
out.
love with heels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
heels are sexy.
They are
Yeah.
sexy. I don't
Yeah.
know who invented the heels. I heard
Some
warriors.
Some
I heard it was
Some
warriors.
fashion designer.
Some guy.
Yeah, but I heard it was they wore it for the kings and the wars in back in the days. It's weird. Oh, it
You
became
know,
something
but
for
heels are
women.
good.
Wheels
Heels
are
are
good.
good.
I love it.
I don't like them all the time.
Not all the
Of
time,
course.
of course.
Yeah, I don't like them thrown at me and stuff
No,
like
no.
that.
Just throwing heels at you.
but I like to hear the heels walking down the sidewalk like a woman.
When they
I
got a
love
good
it.
stride.
There's something about
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
like.
Do you have a good stride, Steph?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think when
Do you
I'm
work
like,
on your walk?
No, because I
I'm
saw
a
you.
catwalk,
I
my
saw-
Yeah,
model
you're a
walk.
model, right? So you work on
Can
your
you work
walk.
for us? Work for us.
No, I'm not gonna walk
Come
for
on.
you.
You're not?
No.
Come on.
Come on, get on the
No.
table and walk.
This is the time for you to.
No. That's
Wait.
another time. My rates go up for that.
Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everything.
Are you a sensual lover?
Sensual lover? Yeah.
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 Yeah, it takes. I like foreplay, good amount of foreplay. Like tease me a little bit, get me into it. Don't just jump right into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to build it a little bit.
Built it a little
Build
bit.
up the anticipation.
Are you a multiple orgasm woman?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with the toy.
With a toy only?
Yeah.
You haven't found the right man.
Oh,
look,
yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
Let me explain to you something. Like I've seen that more and more women are promoting the toys and over the men.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at men are losing. Like the
I'm
other.
telling you, the younger generations aren't having sex. You don't believe me? It's been
No,
well documented.
I look like Steve is on top of the game because me, I'm thinking that women are having a lot of sex, but they're talking about every day. They're talking about toys. They're not talking about men.
Toys.
It's all toys. It's all like Panasonic. What is it? The Panasonic thing? Like
The vibrator.
vibrator. Like,
I don't know what the top ones are. I don't follow it.
Let me ask you: are they really good? Those toys?
Yeah, they're helpful.
I've never heard
helpful.
a woman complain about.
I think there's a healthy way to use it too, also in your sexual life with a partner too.
Okay, because I feel like if you use it too much, you're not gonna come to us, and you're gonna keep rejecting us.
No, I think actually,
it's very bad. I think for relationship.
No, I think finding the balance between both of them. Like I've been in a relationship where the guy only focused on himself and like never made me come, and it was like sex over time just it didn't become enjoyable for me. And then I've been in relationships where we've introduced toys, and the guy always made sure I came before he came. And
that's not.
But he had to use a toy to make you come.
No, it was both.
Both what?
Like over time, because we dated for long term, like 3 years. It it becomes a lot of like work just to make me orgasm. So you have to introduce things to keep it like spicy and fun. Yeah,
that's
interesting. So do you come from intercourse?
It takes time.
It takes time.
And a lot of men cannot last that long.
Hand manipulation.
Yeah.
Oral sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but intercourse is tough for a lot of women.
It is.
Because men don't last that long.
Well, no, men also don't know how to move their pelvis.
Oh, is that you? I think it's the last. They don't last that long.
I mean, she's under 10, so she won't know. She doesn't have a whole lot of experience. But I think a lot of it has to do with the pelvis thrust as well.
No, she's under 10 as far as number of men.
Yes.
But how many times she had sex? She probably had sex like 1,000 times.
No, probably like
11
times.
No, you had sex 1,000 times. Like the men that you had probably.
You get lucky once a year.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
That's why they sell condoms in 2-packs.
Exactly. So that's interesting. So that's interesting. Okay, that's right. Because a lot of women talk about it. But I'm gonna get close to closing the show now. We had a great time talking to you, Stefanee Sasaki. This was amazing.
And how do they find you again on Instagram?
Oh, it's SM Sasaki.
I will post it on my.
You can follow my dog.
Sasaki.
Yes, my dog's tagged in my bio.
Yes, Sasaki. I'm gonna
put other social accounts I promote too, and my photography account.
Oh yeah. Do you want to share those now or no?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
My dog, who.
And you're a photographer for hire, correct?
Yes, for hire. I also have I have a couple businesses that I'm approaching and launching.
Well, I'd love to get you in here to do a little something on the podcast studio.
Yeah,
a little modeling and a little
that would be freaking nice. Yeah. And you can even bring your friends, your girlfriends.
Yeah, we'd love to have you bring some girlfriends,
people who I trust to talk
to be
about
on the show.
Stuff,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe you could do like a whole family thing with your sisters. That would be fun.
No, so the funny thing, I'm a little bit of the black sheep in my family.
You are.
You do
I'm the one who's free spirited and breaks the norms and gets out. And like I moved away from Oregon, and my family guilt trips me wanting to come back home every 2 months. Like, when am I going to see you again? Like, no one's comfortable enough to be this vocal and expressive about themselves.
Yeah.
And like,
because when Stefanee
dreams.
left Oregon lost a lot of points on beauty.
That's true.
Then you just came here to pursue. I don't know what it is. Just to.
I think you're gonna make it in LA. I think she's gonna make it. Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Big time. Yeah. Like
like if they wanted to do a younger version of Jennifer Aniston in a movie, she could play that.
Yes,
you can act, right?
Yeah.
No, but we can try.
Do you dance?
I am not a good dancer, but I do love music. You said I had a good voice, but I can't sing either.
That's okay.
I can't hold. I think I could hold a good tune, but I just can't keep it in range.
But you know what?
It just takes practice.
You know the most important skill that I think you have. You have an intellectual. You have a lot of intellectual in you, and you can hold a very intense conversation. That's what I see, and that's very important. Podcasting is getting bigger. So you might
make me a good attorney.
Yes.
You know what 1,000 attorneys at the bottom of the sea is?
What?
A good start.
A good start. Yeah, I'm not going to put myself through law
school. Don't be an attorney.
Enough.
Yes.
That's good. You'd make a good attorney.
Guys, I'm going to close the show.
Okay.
And we can talk after a little bit more if we want.
All right, yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a good one.
And if you know anybody, please send them our way to be on the show. And you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
The Transcender.
The
Transcender. I'm transcend everything.
Thanks for being on the show, Stefanee.
Thanks for having me. I'm like super excited to be here, and this was very enjoyable.
This was very enjoyable.
You guys are great.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Steve.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's Stefanee. Thank you.